studying and what have you. Here's something I want to tell you about. You see, in Nigeria, everything is to a large extent permanent. When you buy a house, you buy for life. Or when more people go buy a house or they sell the house, you understand? Nigerian man wants to buy a house like this, now the house where he go use till he die. Same thing with our cars. I remember my father bought a car in 1982. He didn't buy another car, as in, he kept the car for about 20 years. You understand?
Okay.
These days, who keeps a car for 20 years? You use it when you're done, you let it go. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. We're in a disposable generation. You use something when you're done with it. We have a disposable mentality. And you see, in as much as a disposable mentality looks like a bad thing, it isn't all round a bad thing. There are some things you should be able to dispose of. We can't continue holding on to things that are not working. Now, if you do have a good marriage and it is working, you have a good marriage that is working, you're happy, you consider yourself blessed, why not? But also remember that it takes very little to make a Nigerian happy. You are driving down that road every day. There's a pothole that spoils your shock absorber. In the UK, your shock absorber is spoiled by government road. You will sue the government. You haven't heard this before? If a taxpayer's car, UK people, I've taken us online now. UK people here in the house, if your car is destroyed by a pothole that the government should have fixed and they didn't, you will sue the government and get your car fixed by the government. I want UK people here. I don't know how it is in the US, but I know for sure in the UK, you can sue the government for a pothole on the road. You can sue the government for an uncovered manhole. Meanwhile, Nigerian man go drive through road where government supposed fix and he go to thank God. We shortchange ourselves. And that join us online. The UK people are already saying sure. Yes, so bam. Just join on Instagram. You see, we are used to substandard living. We think it is a blessing of God. It's a trial from God. There's no light, but God blessed me and I have the generator. God did not bless you. You're not supposed to have bad light in the first place. Why do you have bad light? Are you at war? Why don't you have electricity? They are robbing you. There was a time they were robbing constantly behind 1004. I used to be on the road show then on Cool FM. Every night they'll call us out. They are robbing again in 1004. The same thing around Dolphin Estate, behind Dolphin Estate. I used to live in Dolphin Estate. Every night you start hearing boga, boga, boga. They rob again. It was like that nightly. And you hear people who, I just see the arm robbers for front. I just turn for the side. God just saved me. You should not live like that. That's not God saving you. You see, religion has put us in a place where we've lost the ability to understand our rights. Look at Nigeria, for instance. I live in my estate. My estate provides our own water. What's the government's work if my estate is providing water? My estate is providing our own security, and we pay for it. My estate is providing our own electricity. What is now the government's work? Should I consider myself privileged because I live in an estate that can provide these things when compared to someone who's living in an estate who cannot, or who's just living in a small house in one place who cannot? Should I consider myself privileged? What my privilege should be is I am living in Ikoyi or Banana Island where rich people live. Electricity should not be a privilege. Abroad, Beverly Hills is where rich people live. Rodeo Drive, Knightsbridge, Sloans. Those are where rich people live. It's not that they have more light in Knightsbridge than they have in Old Kent Road. Do you understand? It's not like they have water in Knightsbridge, but in Old Kent Road they don't have water. There is water, there is electricity. Yes, you might debate on the security issue and say, okay, it's safer to live in this area than to live. But if you remove security, your electricity is the same. Guess what? It is actually more expensive to live in these neighborhoods because you now have to pay congestion charge, parking is more expensive, all those things. So you actually have to pay for that. Meanwhile, all these things are cheaper in areas like Elephant and Castle, Old Kent Road, what was that other? Lewisham, all those kind of places. Greenwich, not Greenwich, where's that popular place that Nigerians are plenty in? The one near the sea. I said the sea, the River Thames, Thamesmead. All those places where you see a coagulation of Nigerians. So what am I trying to say? We take this same mentality and take it to marriage. They beat you inside marriage. Marriage is for better, for worse. The same Nigerian mentality that you adopt from your country is what you adopt to marry. Nigeria is for better, for worse. Marriage is for better. Marriage is not for better, for worse. The for better, for worse means your fortune. Let me tell you what for better, for worse means. Woolwich, God bless you. I want a mini here, Woolwich. There used to be one nightclub in that Woolwich called I've forgotten that club. One club those days where one Nigerian comedian went there and left his car outside and came back and they are stealing his passport. You see, you have to understand that mentality that we've adopted towards managing our country the way it is. Do you think in the Netherlands you see a pothole in front of your road and you not go and shout at your government? Are you people sleeping? Are you people silly? You see, for better, for worse means, for instance, Ada, you and I get married. For better, for worse does not mean I'm beating you. That's not the for worse. So. For worse means that we'll get married. Tomorrow I become a billionaire, for better. Tomorrow I become broke, for worse.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We get a big house, for better. We lose the ability to live in a big house and move to a smaller house, for worse. For worse is not that they are beating you. For worse is not like they are insulting you morning and night. That's not for worse. For worse has everything to do with your fortune. For better, we're married for better. For better means we have the means. We are we can afford things. We're in good health. I saw a woman, young woman in her 40s with her husband in his 40s. The guy has cancer, and she's taking him from one hospital to the other, trying to help him get cured. That is for worse. Cheating is not for worse. For worse is sickness. For worse is financial problems. For worse is job loss. For worse is imprisonment. For worse is not that they are giving you HIV inside marriage. That's not for worse. That's for stupidity. And God does not say you should continue inside stupidity. That they are beating you is not for worse. That's for silliness and buffoonery. And we need to start understanding that. Somebody said, Dangote and Adenuga. You are talking about rich people abroad. What about Dangote and Adenuga? How married are they? How married are they? These are the richest people we have in Nigeria. Are you more successful than them? Are you happier than them? You think inside your heart where you are, where rain is beating the two of you. That you see, let me tell you, poor people will sit down and give themselves you know, you don't know inside that their mansion there, they are sad. Oh. Let me tell you, rain where they beat you through that hole in the roof is not making you happier than them. Let me tell you, everybody get your own set of problems. And let me tell you what people don't realize. A lot of what we consider problems are psychological issues that can be dealt with medication. What some people are going through as problem is mental health issues. So a lot of people will disagree with me, and it's fine. You can disagree with me all you want. The statistics are not disagreeing with me. Adaobi, are the statistics disagreeing with me?
No way.
Top 9 richest people on earth, 6 are divorced and remarried or divorced. Out of 9. Now, pass with that, Abifield. Now, Jeff Bezos did not become the richest man on earth until after his divorce.
So, I don't know. Okay, let me try to get this. Is it that the previous marriage or their previous marriages were hindering them from being that successful?
You see, here's what it is. Here's how statistics work. You ask a question. Ada's career grew better after she graduated and moved to Lagos. You can point out 2 facts there. Ada moved to Lagos.
Yeah.
Ada graduated. Do you understand? That is how you measure statistics. After he got divorced, he shared money with his wife. He was almost at the top, then he dropped. Then from where he dropped, he just went boom to number 1. Look at Bill Gates and Melinda Gates and how much they've achieved together. That couple made me sad. If there's any couple I loved together was Bill and Melinda. Bill and Melinda gave me hope. When they announced that they were going their separate ways, for the first time, a divorce touched me. It pained me. And divorce, normally I say, okay, people don't see what I don't talk since. That's my usual approach to divorce. When I don't declare. But Bill Gates' matter pained me because I saw it's like Jay-Z and Beyonce getting a divorce. It's like Kanye and Kim Kardashian. That pained me because I saw where Kanye and Kim Kardashian, and I felt that these people can actually keep this and make this work. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So when you look at the statistics, what I'm trying to say is, okay, let me make a statement statistically that I can prove. Elon Musk's divorce and Jeff Bezos' divorce did not stop them from being the richest people on earth. Did it stop them from being successful?
No way.
Did the divorce stop them from being successful?
Not at all.
So that's a point right there. Divorce is not going to stop you from making heaven. Don't let anybody fool you. You are more likely to miss heaven by being in a mad marriage than missing heaven for getting a divorce. Forget about what they are preaching to you. I want you, Ada, I'm going to give you 2 Bible passages. And I want you to read this from the Bible yourself. I want you to start with Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 1 and 2.
Okay, while I look for that, let's quickly pay some bills, and when we get back.
Come, you people are paying too many bills. Oh, what's all this?
Why do you complain so much? Deuteronomy chapter what?
24 from verse 1 and 2, then Matthew chapter 19.
Alright, we'll be right back.
So, hi guys, how are you doing? I'm turning 45 in a few minutes. I've been on planet Earth for 45 whole years. You know, it's exciting. Of the 45 years, I think I've spent about 4 leading the free nation and preaching the truth. Someone is saying I'm talking about prominent people. We all know. I don't think they should be the standard. Life happens. The reason why I use prominent people is because you can relate to them. If I tell you what happens in my dad's marriage or my uncle's marriage, you can't relate with it because you're not there. But you read about Dangote, you read about Elon Musk, you read about Mike Adenuga, you read about all these people. You read about them. So you can pick one or two things. The fact that somebody didn't do well in a marriage or because the person is divorced or separated doesn't mean that that person's a failure. Mr. Solo for all, kindly stop this presidential election discussion here. We're not having it. I'm sorry. Take it someplace else. Thank you very much. So let's think about this. A lot of people think that this is not an important topic until you find yourself in a bad marriage. You understand? Until you find yourself in a bad marriage, until you find yourself in a bad situation. I'm not in any way saying marriage is bad. There's so many great examples of two people working together, making it work. It's a beautiful thing when a marriage works. You see, and a good marriage has its ups and downs. Let me just block K-Boy. You see all these little children with fish brains. Let's not encourage them to come and be and my problem, I ignored him initially, but I can see that people are relating with him. You know, tiny little boy with maybe he has 2,500 naira in his bank account and a small phone with data, or he's using his neighbor's Wi-Fi that he managed to hack into, and he's here talking nonsense. Please, let's ignore him, guys. Ignore him. He's like a little fly on the wall. He'll buzz and buzz and buzz, but he's of no consequence. You know? He's a silly little kid that should be in bed. McDonald, I greet you. How are you doing? You see, like I was saying, marriage is a work in progress all the time. But you see, in a work in progress does not mean that you should take nonsense.
Welcome back, 99.3 Nigeria.
Ada is back.
And we have just 4 more minutes before we call it a day. Okay, before the ads, Daddy Freeze asked me to read the Bible.
Yes.
So I'll be reading Deuteronomy 24 from verse 1 to
verse 2. That should be fine. 1 and 2 should be fine.
Suppose a man marries a woman, but she does not please him. Having discovered something wrong with her, he writes a document of divorce, hands it to her, and sends her away from his house. When she leaves his house, she is free to marry another man.
Stop.
Okay.
Now, this is, you see, when people read Malachi chapter 2, first of all, what I try to teach people in Christianity is there is a hierarchy of scriptures. Malachi is not superior in any way to Moses' book. Let me tell you, the entire Islam, Christianity, and Judaism are based largely on the Torah and the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of Moses. So if Moses, now God here is allowing divorce clearly, right, Abi? Doesn't mean he likes it. Because if you read Malachi chapter 2, God says he hates divorce, it's a violent thing. Does not mean he does not allow it. Because he has clearly given a law that says if you find your woman, what was the word again? Read it to me again. If a man wakes up and he finds his woman that is no longer pleasing to him.
Yeah.
Now,
Where is the woman? Okay.
Now, I want you to read Matthew chapter 19 from verse, I think, 2. Just read till I say stop. Matthew 19 from verse 2. Yes. No, sorry,
Matthew,
not 2. Verse 3. From verse
verse
3.
3.
Yes.
Some Pharisees came and tried to trap him with this question: should a man be allowed to divorce his wife for just any reason? Haven't you read the scriptures? Jesus replied, the record that from the beginning God made them male and female. And he said, this explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Since there are no longer two but one, let no one split apart what God has joined together. Then why did Moses say in the law that a man could give his wife a written notice of divorce and send her away? They asked. Jesus replied, Moses permitted divorce only as a concession to your hard heart, but it was not what God had originally intended. And I tell you this, whoever divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery, unless his wife has been unfaithful. Jesus' disciples then said to him, if this is the case, it is better not to marry.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Now, here's how scripture works.
And this is how we end the show. We have
Okay, before we end the show, you're just going to give me some time.
no, there's no time tonight. This is how we end the show. Please, we're ending now.
Guys, should we end? Ada is saying we should end.
Of course we should. It's 12 o'clock and welcome to the chat station. We have Daddy Freeze who's about leaving.
Okay, yes, you have me on the chat station and I'm about... They are abusing you on social media. They say, Ada, rest, Joe.
Really? Okay.
You see? Anyway, let me finish this. Let me finish what we started here, because this is also chat show drama. Whether you like it or not, it's man-woman problem. Now, are you getting, do you understand the vibe here? What Christ was talking about here was the Pharisees referenced Deuteronomy 24. Do you get that reference? Then Moses said, we can divorce for any reason, which was what Moses literally said in Deuteronomy 24. Now, Christ now, knowing the hardness of men and how women used to suffer those days, I just wake up one day and just say, Ada Obi has a new set of pimples. In fact, let me write her a bill of divorce. So Christ narrowed it down to the most serious allegations of those days, sexual immorality. That, look, unless the woman has been unfaithful, you cannot divorce her. Trying to create more cover for women who once again were cheated. Men will just wake up, they want to bring in another wife, and it's not like they cannot marry two wives, though. But they don't want the responsibility of having to take care of two women. So they fight, you know what, you come and be going to your father's house. You have grown shorter. You have a pot belly. When I married you, your stomach was flat. What's this belly you are carrying around? In fact, I don't want you. You have stretch marks. You have cellulite. You can no longer do 2 hours every night. These days, if you do 5 minutes, you start complaining that you are tired. Yeah, come and be going. Come and be going. Come and be going.
Okay. And Daddy Freeze?
Yes.
I think this is where we get to end the show. Why not? I think we continue with this tomorrow. I think so.
Okay, if you want us to go so badly, let's go. Let us all leave Ada and move to social media. We'll continue there on social media, since Ada does not want to give us an extra 5 minutes.
No, not tonight.
Do you have a guest?
No, quite. No.
Okay. All right, let's leave Ada. We move. Ada, take care of yourself.
He said we move. All right, Daddy.
We move.
Thank you so much. Good night.
So, like I was saying, Ada to kick us off the radio. So, like I was saying, this is a clear example of men once again using their status to bully women. The law is, and religion generally, is like a smart lawyer. And that's why God hates religion. Because somebody's going to stand in front of God and read his own word to him and say, God, you said we should not divorce. Here is what Deuteronomy chapter 24 said. God now says, I sent my son to cancel that word and give you another contract. The person will say, face God and say, God, the same Bible says, your word, you are God today, you are God tomorrow, you are God. So religious people are like lawyers. They will manipulate a case in their favor by understanding the Constitution, understanding the criminal code. That is what religious people do. They understand the book and they know how to manipulate it. Here's what I want to say today regarding this. If you're in a good marriage, enjoy it. Oh, Sisongo, thank you for wishing me a happy 45th birthday. I'm tired. You understand? Thank you very much. Where was I? I'm so tired now. I get distracted easy. Someone said, have I not heard about Chidima KDK? What happened to her? Is she all right? 45 looks good on me. Thank you. I look a bit old for my age because of the stress that comes with Free Nation and Free Nation Wahala. Oh, it's not easy. Anyway, here's what I was trying to say. I can finally remember my thoughts. If you're in a good marriage, maintain that marriage. Make it work. Be happy. If you're in an average marriage, work with your partner to make it good. Work with your partner to make it better. If you are in a bad marriage, evaluate your position. Is it worth it? If you're in a bad marriage because you people have fallen out of love, is there a possibility that you can work things out? If you're in a bad marriage because you married someone who you thought was straight only to find out that they were crooked, that marriage does not deserve a divorce. It deserves an annulment. Straight people and people from the other side should not marry themselves unless they both agree to it. If you're being beaten, Lagos State government said in the last 15 months, 89 men and about 664 women were beaten in their marriages. If you're one of those people, I don't think you should continue in that marriage. If you're being cheated on, if you're being emotionally abused, a lot of people would say the only condition Christ gave for divorce is adultery. The problem is, do you know physical, psychological, mental abuse can make you commit adultery? Do you realize that? So you've got to think these things thoroughly. People don't want to hear the truth, and they'll continue leading themselves and you into a bad place. Many people would have still been alive today if they'd been wise enough to divorce. Many people would have been alive today if they had been wise enough to divorce. Many of you are in a bad position, a bad situation, and a bad marriage. Someone said, I don't think cheating is enough reason to divorce. So you can take it. I can't. My wife cheats on me, the marriage ends. I can't take it. And I'll try my possible best not to ever cheat on her too. Because I know that if I cheat on her, she too can end the marriage. Cheating is not something I'll tell anybody to put up with. It's devastating. Some people can take it. Do you understand? Just like some people eat pepper and nothing happen to them. Small pepper like this, some people begin sick. There's a story I read. About one guy. Police arrested him. The guy cook Nigerian soup, they chop in British or in ballroom. Say, can I have a bit of that? Now I give him. The guy chop the pepper and enter hospital. So the fact that you can take cheating does not mean there's one straight line. My father took it, my mother took it. Why can't you take it? Your father and mother were built with different tolerances. You might not have that. I don't have the capacity to tolerate a cheating woman. And I'm not going to tolerate it. I don't have the capacity to stay where I'm not happy. I won't be productive. And I also don't believe that if I divorce, I will not remarry. That's another silly thing. And it's one of the reasons why people stay in bad marriages. You are afraid that if you divorce and you remarry, you'll be committing adultery. I want to ask you, the adultery you are committing inside the marriage, which account are you putting that one inside? Or he maybe says, one of my patients has acid reflux whenever she eats food with onions. Yeah. Meanwhile, some of you, they chop onion with suya every day. The thing will they sweet you. So that's my advice today. That's my birthday gift to you all. It is, I was born on the 6th of May. My mom said it was a Thursday. I don't remember. I don't remember that well. I used to, I was 1 day old then. I used to think it was Wednesday because as I was coming out, I was checking my watch then. I used to wear a Rolex as they were giving birth to me. So I was like, and it was a day date. So it had both the day and the date. So it was 6th of May, Thursday. I can't really remember, but my mom said it was shy Thursday. If I call my mom, she'll tell you the exact time it was. I don't know how women remember all these things. Said, my mom always remembers the exact time I came to this world. And I thank God that I've seen another year. It's not been easy through COVID, through NSAS, through the insecurity in Nigeria. It is a gift that I can see another year. To those of you who have, I know the date, it's a Thursday, yeah, but the time, can Google tell you the time I was born? Does Google know me rich like that? So I thank you all for your love. I thank you all for hearing me out. I'm not always correct. I have a message from God, but I'm also very passionate about certain things. And sometimes God will tell me to say 3, I will say 7. Even though I'm saying it in that direction, my passion as a human being is also pushing it a little further. And everyone was like that. Moses was like that. Paul was like that. The only person who wasn't like that was Christ. He only came and said only what they sent him. He did not do past himself. He was perfect. The rest of us are human. You understand, we're not perfect. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to me. I'll be expecting your gift since you people don't pay tithe. Someone said I resemble Thursday baby. Yes. I'll be very grateful for your gifts. Since you people don't pay tithe, please feel free to send me your gifts. I like things like car, Banana Island house, Rolex watch, original. Don't go and buy the one they are selling online. Oh, please. If you want to buy me Rolex, just call Polo. That's the only people I know in Lagos that sell authentic Rolexes. And if you go to rolex.com, you click on Nigeria, you see Polo Limited there. So they are authorized by Rolex to sell Rolex. Not one auntie inside market that will sell you Rolex. Someone said, I'll buy you human hair as a gift. Buy me, I will not mind. I'll give to Taste Buds. If it's nice human hair, if it's bone straight, I'm waiting at the column. Please, oh. So thank you so much. Someone said, can I DM you? I need capital for my business. I need capital for my own birthday. My birthday is today. So instead of you DMing me, let me DM you. Una don't even fear. Now everywhere to collect. I don't even think say sometimes. Maybe we're supposed to start to collect offering for Free Nation. Someone said, ironically, you started an online church ahead of the pandemic. You saw the future. Oh, yes. Yes, we saw the future. Someone said, why do you like attacking pastors? I don't attack pastors. I attack false doctrines. If you've noticed, for a long time, I've not attacked any pastor. Even these days, when pastors say things that I don't like, I just cover my eyes and look away and preach my own gospel. You understand? Unless that pastor comes out and says something that is really, really unforgivable. You understand? Most things are not. Okay, Lisa Strom, thank you so much for the wishes. I appreciate you. Many times I do wonder the God you hear from, because you keep on amplifying divorce, which makes me wonder because you're a victim of divorce, or even God is against divorce, which God speaks. You see, unfortunately, when you have allowed religion to blind you, God is against lying, against cheating. Don't your pastors lie and cheat? God is against many things. God is against practicing falsehood. Calling the name Jesus is already falsehood. God is against so many things that you do every day. But you see, I like how, you see, religion creates black and white mentality. It's a psychological problem. You like to pick, okay, I'll say, God hates this bottle. Meanwhile, the scriptures say God hates this phone and this bottle. But because the phone is something you do or you don't realize you do it, and this bottle is something that seems big, you just single out the bottle. Meanwhile, you are doing this. You sound like the Pharisees in Matthew chapter 23. Cheers to a new age. Thank you, Ishako of Lagos. Someone said, my size of shoes, I wear 45. Gentle George, yes, my brother, they pick and choose. Please, I really think we need to start offering for the online church so we can help out and do charity, please. My problem with offering is meant for the needy. And we want to be careful how we coordinate that, because you get the way you go. Someone say you go collect BTC. Why not? So send me BTC. Who go follow you fight? So we're going to, offering is not unscriptural or it's not against Christianity. You know. What else? I'm trying to answer as many people as possible. McDonald, are you still here? But I'm going to go off in about 5 minutes. So let's channel our thoughts together. Let's bring our thoughts together. And someone said something, said, go into marriage, but don't be scared of divorce. If you won't be able to differentiate a toxic spouse because you're always making excuses to stay married. Marriage is bliss with the right and willing one, but will you say the same in a physical and mental abusive person? Mami, for selfish reasons, self comes first. Someone said Silvio Berlusconi divorced and he's living fine, the ex-governor of Italy, and he owns almost all the TV stations in Italy and Milan Football Club. So, please pin your account number here so some of us will bless you, sir. Ishako of Lagos. Oh, thank you so much. Let me do that. Do you know I forgot my account number? 100 131 7326. I forgot it, but it came to my mind so quickly. Let me put Zenith Bank. The name is Ifedayo. I've forgotten my surname. 100 131 7326. I hope that's correct, because this one that I'm so tired today. Okay. So who asked for that again? What's the person's name? Ishaku of Lagos. There he goes. Thank you so much, dear brother. Someone says sharp sharp. Let me confirm the account number. I'm sorry. I think it's right, but I don't want someone to go and be donating money to the wrong person on my birthday. Let them enjoy. Okay, 100-131-7326. Okay, I'm correct. Pin it on Facebook also. Can somebody help me pin it on Facebook? I'm tired. It's not easy. Can I stay in a marriage without having an orgasm? It's up to you, Candy. If you're not going to go and look for that thing outside, then you should stay in the marriage. But if you know that you are going to go and be looking for it outside. Now, let me tell you something here. In as much as intimacy is very important in a marriage, once you start hitting 50, 60, it starts, see, when you are in your 30s, intimacy is like this. Every other thing in marriage is like this. But as you're growing older, intimacy reduces and other things start taking preeminence. By the time you're 75, orgasm no go dey your mind like that. Orgasm go dey one corner. You would wonder, you want to take care of your grandchildren. You are packing your desk. 10K says, please send me your account details. It's right there. I pinned it. Somebody asked for it earlier on. Henry the Great, good evening. How are you doing? So that's the thing, Candy Wallace. It might mean a lot to you right now, but think about it in the 70s. Now, if you're someone sorry, I'm trying to read messages. So that's my dear Candy Wallace. Take that from me. Now, there are people who cannot live without a healthy, emotional, and intimate life. There's some people who can't handle it. Am I one of those people? To an extent. I don't want to be in a marriage where I'm not intimate. It's very frustrating, extremely frustrating. So think about it. It's up to you. It does mean a lot to me. Wow, she said she's not had one since she got married. Candy Wallace, can you come to Instagram so I can bring you on? Maybe you could discuss this. But we need to keep it clean, by the way. So if you can come to Instagram. How long have you been married for? Anyways, just in case you can't come. How long have you been married? Boss, send me money. Now hungry. They Nigeria. Oh. I have a friend whose wife cheated with one guy you follow. He's so traumatized and depressed. What can you advise him? One guy I follow, send me a DM. Let me know who I'm following. Let me unfollow that person immediately. I've been married for 8 years. Candy Wallace. 8 years, no orgasm. That one hard though. Someone said, Daddy Freeze, God had no wife, Christ didn't marry, not even a single female disciple. Even the devil had no wife. Please, is there anything these people are not telling us? Someone said, I beg, buy malt. Okay, hey, Ishaku of Lagos, thank you very much. Sorry, I never see anything because I'm using the phone. I want to say thank you if I see something. Okay, I never see anything. Once I see something, I'll say a big thank you. I want to say now, Candy, let me ask you, why do you think that is happening? Is it because he's not trying, or is it because, listen, there are some people that you need a whole trailer to make them reach that place where they complain about? So could it be that Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, Ishaku of Lagos. Candy, could it me to 8 years, Rekaya, though I'm separated now? Can you see what people are going through? 8 years, no orgasm, and she's now separated. That is Rekaya. Rekaya, let me ask you honestly, is this lack of orgasm one of the reasons why Candy Wally said it's too big? Yeah, but what happened to other things? I'm sorry, I'm not a therapist, I'm not an expert in this field, but what happened to fingers? What happened to your lips and your tongue? What happened to all those other things? There's a prayer that my mind is saying I should pray for. Candy Wallace. Candy, don't worry, you overcome. It just doesn't come out right. I'm sorry about it. I didn't mean to joke about this. If it is, isn't there any other way? Isatu said, did you try to teach him how and where to touch you? Rekaya said, no romance in Nigerian marriage, only during dating. Stress finish our marriages here. You know? Yes, he wants to be the boss. Candy, you need to have a serious conversation with this your guy. Candy, let me ask you honestly, have you ever cheated on this guy? Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. Have you ever cheated on this guy? Be honest. Fingers can help. Okay, she said she has never cheated. That's a good sign. I'm proud of you. Some people are recommending toys. I don't know where the Bible stands on that, really, in all honesty. I find it hard to recommend that. Some men don't listen to their wives, even if you teach them. You need to have a conversation with him. You need to have a conversation with him. I need to have that conversation ASAP before something goes irreversibly wrong. The base on which you divorce is not okay by biblical standards, but you call yourself a Christian. When God spoke of divorce, it was only on the premise of infidelity, but your case was domestic violence. And who said there was no infidelity? Were you there? And let me tell you, domestic violence is enough reason for anybody to divorce. Enough reason. God does not want you to suffer. You're both in the marriage, he always thinks about his mother. So please, domestic violence is enough reason to divorce and even remarry. Forget about anything anybody else is telling you. At the end of the day, divorce is not going to stop you from making heaven. Divorce is not among the list of the things that they said. Okay. Unless you want to return home in a body bag, absolutely. So, thank you very much. Sorry, guys, I've not really been on. Let me move this so I can see YouTube. YouTube, I'm sorry, I've not been reading your comments. Guys, what are you all up to? Now fight that they fight for this YouTube. But waiting cause on a fight here. At least today on my birthday. Make one respect me for that one. Rekaya, thank you so much for today, Daddy Freeze. God bless you. Rekaya, I understand your frustration, and I'll never tell you to go back to that marriage. If you're Rekaya, tell me, how come you didn't have an orgasm for 8 years? I want to hear your own story. I've heard the other ladies. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you to one person who said he sent me something. Thank you very much. God bless you, sir. I'm waiting for Rukaya. How come? Daddy Freeze, I've been busy with work. I'll be sending via Western Union for the birthday. Oh, thank you, Henry the Great. God bless you. Domestic violence. Wow. Sorry about that, Rukaya. Now, let me ask you a question. Why? How come? That's why you're separated. But how come you didn't have an orgasm for 8 years? Have you ever had one before? What do you think stopped you in the marriage? Is it that he wasn't paying attention to your needs, or is it that you were not feeling him? What happened? 8 years is a long time. At least one or two. Okay, then maybe after that you didn't. Please explain that to me. Thank you all of you for the wishes. I appreciate you all. Esther, my darling sister, how have you been? God bless you. I'm just trying to wait for this so I can close the feed. Someone said not acceptable. Ibukun, what is not acceptable? You guys need to type faster. Oluwafemi Obembe, thank you so much for your gift. Freeze, to me, you're an atheist in disguise. To be frank with you, some of your followers might not tell you, but I'm being frank with you. Intellectual tutor. If I were to be frank with you, I'll tell you you're one of the most unintellectual, unscholarly, untutored, unreasonable, and unhinged people that has commented today. So please remove that intellectual tutor and change it with ignorant tutor, so that people will not be mistaken into thinking you have any substance. Rakaya was reported to the Lagos State Domestic Violence to no orgasm in marriage because he beats a law to oh yeah. I agree with you. I'm so sorry about that. Someone said, why am I answering him? No vex. In they talk, and sometimes if you allow these people, it could be like say they get sense. Can I close now? I'm really tired. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for following. Thank you for how far we have come. I appreciate you guys. And I pray that God continues leading us and giving me inspiration so I can continue to teach you the truth, and he gives me the enjoy my birthday surprise from Taste Buds. Oh, I'm sure she'll do something. She gave me one big fish. I'm not sure I finished digesting that fish since this afternoon. Candy Wallace, God bless you, my darling sister. Thank you, Ibukun. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, you all. One mosquito just flew now. I tried to catch it. What is... Someone is asking what is orgasm. Fish and Gary with moi. You saw it, yeah? Fish chai. That fish was sweet. Oh. I ate all the skin, sucked all the bones. I'm now still tired after it. Someone says, hope you're out of that mess now. Oh yeah, she is. Thank you so much for today, the program tonight. You're welcome, my sister, Rekia. Rekia, I hope you're a lady because I've been calling you sister since. I think she is because she said husband. So yeah. Rekia, do reach out. Olashukpo, God bless you, my brother. How are you doing? Rekia, what's your surname? Phil Dennis. Okay, I think I've seen you. Okay. Okay. It is well, my darling sister. Let me follow you back. So that'll be fine. Lisa Strom, God bless you, my sister too. Happy birthday. Thank you, all of you. God bless you all. Let me go so I can watch some TV. Neka, thank you so much, my darling sister. Good to have you here. Thor Pizzle, bless you, brother. How are you doing? This 80 orgasm girl, I know fit see a comment to Frizo. It's on Facebook. She's on Facebook. Thank you all. Can I go now? All right. I wish you all the best. For those of you who asked for my account details, thank you so much. For those of you who sent stuff, thank you so much. For those of you who wished me well, thank you so much. For those of you who continue joining, thank you all so much. Love you all. Take care, guys. Bye. Yemi Silk, bless you. And what have you. Here's something I want to tell you about. You see,